Hi, Mr. Flying Bird. Hope you're doing well. Today I will be helping you study for our second exam by discussing competitive pressures that firms competing in the global marketplace face. This presentation is covered in Chapter 13 and was created from a study guide question, so make sure you pay extra attention. Getting right into it, I'm going to talk about what are the two pressures firms have to face. First are pressures for cost reductions. Obviously, this is because consumers want to be paying the lowest price possible. The second pressure a firm can encounter are pressures to be locally responsive. That means altering your products to please customers in a certain region or offering exclusive things that they would like, such as traditional foods on the menus to boost sales. But this is also where the problem lies. These two things are counteractive to reduction costs. Cost reductions, as it is in its name, cuts costs. This can be done through mass production and centralized marketing. But this doesn't satisfy the response for localization because its marketing and production need to be individualized for the area, increasing cost per product. So, what do firms do about this? They don't just pick a single pressure and decide to respond to that. Rather, a company will be successful in combating competitive pressures when they know their product and audience well, by being able to pick out what is actually important. Then, they can use one of the 4 strategies we learned to implement that into their firm. You should also review these 4 on your own time. Now, focusing on the pressures, let's look at what makes pressure for cost reduction high. One way is if the commodity is universally needed. Lots of people use and lots of people will sell it, with little differences in between. So what makes your product stand out is going to be the lower price. Another reason for pressure is persistent excess capacity. This is essentially when there is a low consumer demand problem. So what do companies do when they have a problem like this? According to the supply and demand curve, they need to drop the price to increase demand. That should fix their excess capacity. Another cost reduction pressure can come from competitors in a low-cost location. A California orange juice maker can face pressures from Florida Naturals, whose optimal location makes growing oranges easier and cheaper. Since their product is similar, the California grower will face pressures to lower prices to compete with them. The last reduction comes from consumers with low switching costs. With that pressure, companies are constantly at risk from losing their customers and need to keep costs low to appeal to them. High pressure for local responsiveness can come from many differences in consumer taste. You may know what an amusement park is like in America, but in Asia they look for very different things in their park. They have healthier sit-down options and big emphasis on pretty photo-op areas. Differences in traditional practices and infrastructure can be seen in the multitude of different electric plugs also. If you don't make your product fit, the consumers can't use it and thus won't buy it. You also need to be responsive to the different distribution channels of a country. In Korea, lots of people want their fast food delivered. If you don't provide that service, your sales will dramatically drop. Last pressure comes from the government demands. Your products must meet the standards of the countries or else you cannot even start to sell in there, like how the US is with requiring nutrition information on foods. Knowing all this pressure, companies must choose what to do. And it's not just a simple balancing act of keeping 50% cost reduction strategies and 50% local responsiveness for everyone. No. Firms must use what they know about their product and consumers to try and formulate a plan that best suits them individually. That is all I have. Hope you learned something. Good luck and goodbye.